by COVID-19
of coronavirus.
College to close its classrooms, saying it will cancel in-person classes.
Stanford and Harvard, they're canceling classes or they're going to online learning, not just for a couple of weeks, but for the rest of the year.
The University of Illinois conducts up to 20,000 tests a day. Students are tested at least twice a week, with results coming in as fast as 5 hours.
Incredibly proud of the story that we're writing together. We're showing the world that it is possible to stay open safely.
What would you do if everything that brought you joy in college was taken away from you? Your senior year, your last year. Our senior year is filled with sights we would have never imagined when we started college 3 years ago. Attending football games in an empty Memorial Stadium, walking across campus wearing masks, attending in-person class sitting 6 feet apart, and spending the rest of the day in your apartment over Zoom. A big part of who I am is going to events and experiencing as much as I can in college. What makes me happiest is being surrounded by the action of living on a college campus. I wish we could experience more during our senior year. Looking back, I'm so grateful for every single moment we've lived through. There's nothing we can do to change time, but even if we could, I wouldn't change a thing. We have one last semester to go, and before we know it, all we'll have left are these memories. These little moments, they keep me going. We lie in the silence, you keep my heart open.
If You Knew by Ruth Muskrat Bronson. If you could know the empty ache of loneliness, masked well behind the calm, indifferent face of us who pass you by in studied hurriedness, intent upon our way, lest in the little space of one forgetful moment, hungry eyes implore you to be kind, to open up your heart a little more. I'm sure you'd smile a little kindlier sometimes to those of us you've never seen before. If you could know the eagerness we'd grasp the hand you'd give to us in friendliness, what vast potential friendship in that clasp we'd press, and love you for your gentleness. If you could know the wide, wide reach of love that simple friendliness could teach, I'm sure you'd say, "Hello, my friend," sometimes, and now and then extend a hand in friendliness to each.
Ness is our strongest connection. You live in my memory, the most fragile part of me. Ness is our strongest connection. You live in my memory. Where is my heaven? Where can you be? How do I get there? Do I believe? Where is my heaven? Where can you be? How do I get there? Do I believe?
We were playing in the sand, and you found a little band. You told me you fell in love with it, hadn't gone as I planned. When you had to bid adieu, said you'd never love anew. I wondered if I could hold it and fall in love with it too. You told me to buy a pony, but all I wanted was you.
你很幸运，可以暂时回到人类世界了。
你是谁？暂时……我为什么变成了雕塑？
如果一个人被判定消失后24小时内不会被人想起并担心，我就会把它变成雕塑。关于这个人的记忆将在24小时后在每个人的大脑里被抹掉，它存在的痕迹将全部消失。
那为什么暂时可以回去？
很有趣，我发现有一个陌生人在你消失后十分担心你， 所以我打算让你回去。不
过什么？
很不幸，这个人和你情况一样，不久也要变成雕塑了。你虽然暂时变回来，不过24小时的倒计时，在你变成雕像的时候就开始了。
所以我要在15个小时以内找到他。可是我连他是什么年龄、性别都不知道，我怎么找？
这样才好玩啊！抓紧时间哦，祝你好运。
你到底是谁？为什么会这样？嘿。
他因为生气跟他玩起了失踪，一连2个星期他都没有再见到他。他突然觉得他似乎渐渐爱上了这个倔强爱生气的女孩子。我怎么不记得这里曾经有雕像？
如果一个人被判定消失后24小时内不会被人想起并担心，我就会把它变成雕塑。
嗨，星星，星星，你怎么在这儿睡着了？
我忘记带钥匙了。
那赶紧睡吧，我也挺困的。我先洗洗睡了，晚安。
那为什么暂时可以回去？
很有趣，我发现有一个陌生人在你消失后十分担心你。你虽然暂时变回来，不过24小时的倒计时，在你变成雕像的时候就开始了。
所以我要在15个小时以内找到他。
哎，你好，有来认领昨天那个带着沙漏的小钥匙和那个笔记本吗？
还没有，目前。
这样吗？
对。
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your.
师傅，对啊，吃饭不？啊，不了，我待会儿还有事情。拜拜。
When I believed in forever, and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Hey. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Hey, hey. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here.
然后请问有人捡了一串钥匙吗？上面有一个小梗的挂件。
我看看。
哎。
没有，只有一串带沙漏的。
带沙漏的。
对。
行，谢谢您了。
哎，没事。
那个钥匙带着沙漏的钥匙是我的。
这个是吗？
对，谢谢。
对，还有一个笔记本是不是也是你的？昨天晚上好像有一个男生挺着急的，把这两样东西过来交给我，你看看是不是你的？
在小说中能跟你彻夜长谈，却始终无法鼓起勇气向前说声嗨。如果还能见到你，希望还能见到你。
很有趣。我发现有一个陌生人在你消失后十分担心。
嗨，你还好吗？
我很好。你还好吗？ Cerré.
¡Lucia! ¡Lucia!
Now see, when you're looking at a Bel Air, you're gonna want to get the V8 engine. I mean, you just can't beat it. You can go for the power pack if you want to, but honestly, the base V8 is gonna give you 162 horsepower. And that's enough for any average Joe.
Sure, the V8.
Coffee?
Sure.
My Bel Air, rides like a dream. Got the upgrades and everything. Interior leather, front and back, it's just amazing. And you know, the Bel Air gets top handling. I mean, absolutely top of the line. The brakes are the smoothest thing you can get out of a modern car.
Sure, absolutely.
And 55 on the Bel Air, the conditioner, the air conditioner, great. I mean, you can just ride in the summer with the breeze going down your neck. It's just great. And plus, the 11-inch drum on the Bel Air brakes are
Excuse
so
me.
smooth.
Where are we?
Really, they just ride like pure air.
Doesn't really matter,
Because
son.
that's why they call it the Bel Air, huh?
I suppose that's why they call it the Bel
I
Air.
mean, the Bel Air, you really just... Whenever you're ready. Oh, thank you.
He's not ready yet. Oh, John, where are your manners? You've been talking all this time and you haven't even greeted our new friend here.
My apologies, friend. I'm John, and... Hold on just one second. I never told you my name.
John here was just telling me about the wonderful brakes on his new 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air. Like pure air those brakes are, aren't they, John?
Well, yes,
Brakes so smooth they would never fail, right, John?
Now hold on just one second.
What's your name, friend?
Edward. Ed.
Well, welcome, Ed. Don't give me that. You know, I just like to have a little fun with them. Well, John, drink your coffee. Waiting time's over, I guess.
The brakes failed.
Oh, imagine that.
I'm sorry. Whenever you're ready.
Might as well. What fun.
Life is so connected. Just the other day, it was raining, and I was out on a run just getting some sort of movement. It had only been drizzling a bit, but part of the way through, it started picking up a lot more, and I thought to myself, oh shit, I'm gonna get wet. And so I started running. When I started running, all this rain was getting in my face so much that I could barely see, and I had to stop. But when I stopped, I noticed two things. One, getting wet wasn't so bad. And two, when I stopped to slow down, to be present in the rain, I actually enjoyed it.
Well, my name is Derek Terrell Brown Sr. And my title was a machinist by trade. But now I'm in the tool room at the F&S building, Facilities and Service building on campus.
And how long have you been working?
I've been working for the university 15 and a half years, and be 16 years in May. I was targeted, at racism in my shop. Mm-hmm. My experiences was mostly real, especially with the KKK hood. I want to start it off with that.
Yeah.
When me, myself, a black man, is on the job site working with a bunch of white co-workers, and we all supposed to be there working, and next time you look up, you see one of them with a white sheet over his head and the eyes cut out and the mouth showing, and you like, your mind is going, I don't know where, but my mind went everywhere. It was like, what? And your foreman's standing right there watching it, and he just busts out to laugh, and I mean, I just couldn't grasp what was going on, because it was just shocking. I'm just looking, and I'm just shocked. And all of them, they just started laughing. They thought it was funny. Open your eyes. Keep an open eye when you come out to the university, because racism's still alive. It is. Because racism is everywhere out here.
My name is Tiba Flemings. I'm a brick mason at the F&S.
When and how did you first notice the culture of racial harassment at Facilities and Services?
The very first phone call I got, I was doing my son's basketball game. My wife told me, hey, you got a call from Bruce Rodgers. Called him back. Then first thing he said out of his mouth, how can you work for me if you can't follow my instructions? So the first day on campus, we were driving. He said, I didn't want to hire you, but they made me. It was up to me. I would hire one of the Jones boys.
And when I did mess up, he'll go cuss me out again. For you've been here 15 fucking years And you don't know how to fucking, literally cuss me out if I made a mistake. Instead of call me in the office and talk to me about it, he never did.
And these are experiences that never happened to
never
coworkers.
Ever. And when they did something, I never seen them say nothing.
So multiple times?
Oh, many times. Many times. If it wasn't one, it was the other. You know, saying they little smart. The gay boy from Mississippi, you know, they all had little smart comments, you know. Then they got to the point where they write on my cup, write a dick on it. You know, I come back, my cup have a dick on the cup. Stuff like that. Just stuff to piss me off. Couldn't do nothing about it. So I just dealt with it.
He told me, you know, well, you don't know how to do the work. You can't do the work. And he told me that they just hired you for diversity purposes only. You know, I don't want you here. They had that layoff. Everybody came back within 6 months. Me, he kept me off for 2 years because he said, well, I don't want him here. None of that was directed to my fellow white counterparts, and neither was.
My name is Jeffrey Taylor, and I am a full-time cook on campus. A coworker sent me a message via social media calling me out of my name, also using the N-word. I took it to HR and was very unhappy with HR's response. HR, they read the text message, which was a white lady at the time, and she read it aloud. So she read the disrespectful names out loud toward me, and then again she read the N-word out loud toward me. So, I mean, I really felt disrespected.
And I had one incident where I had a loved one to pass away. And it was emotional, you know. So I let Chris know, which was my boss at the time, that I need to go to the funeral or whatever. And the day I was getting ready, the last day before it was time for me to get ready to go, because the next day I was going to head to Mississippi to the funeral, he made the comment, hey, well, hopefully they got a coffin down there waiting on you so you won't have to come back. You singled out. It's just like being on a part of a team that you're not there for, really. They put you there. You're just like a extra person, but not to them. You're not to them. They in their own little group. They're in their own little circle. They treat you different. My color, my skin made a difference. They all white. They all looked over me, ignored me if I asked a question or something. You know, they would not tell me.
No one should have to endure this. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. You're here to make a check, provide for your family, and go home. You're not here to, okay, well, worry about what's going to happen here, or am I going to see a news, or am I going to see the swastika sitting here, or, you know, is this guy going to call me, you know, them lazy fucking niggers over here, you know what I'm saying? I've heard that slang too, and they got called, a couple of employees got called lazy niggers. It's just really frustrating. It just makes you want to pull your hair out. I made the reports. I made them. I went to all the channels. Has anything got resolved? Why do you think we're sitting here?
I'm Jesse Centrella. I'm an associate attorney at Friedman and Holding, and I am the lead associate on the Brown et al. V Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois case. The Office of Access and Equity is fundamentally flawed, and complaints, as the lawsuit alleges, complaints are not found to be corroborated. Complaints of harassment and discrimination are essentially brushed under the carpet.
Oh, in mediation, that's, what mediation, it was ODA sitting there, and one of the guys from the physical plant.
Now, Atiba Flemings went to a mediation with his harasser. It was his supervisor at the time. And one of the head people, Camelia Abdul-Aspan, who I believe her title is the Associate Director of OAE at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, she was present at that mediation. And during the mediation, the harasser actually repeated in front of Ms. Abdul-Aspan and anyone else present at the mediation that the only reason he had hired Mr. Flemings was for diversity reasons, okay? Now, this was one of the comments that he made that caused Mr. Flemings to complain in the first place, all right? So essentially what happened is Mr. Rodgers did something more than admit to engaging in the types of allegations that Mr. Flemings alleged against him. He actually repeated it at the mediation. He engaged in the very behavior that sort of undergirded the complaint in the first place during the mediation. The university still found that his conduct did not violate its policy against harassment and discrimination.
They were trying to end it, trying to basically get me to hush, say, okay, we're going to show you doing this, but like you say, here's the cookie, but you can't have it. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what, like, you know, just try to make me, go away.
So the university has a policy that prohibits harassment, and the policy is essentially an insurmountable obstacle for a complainant to achieve. A complainant would need to show that the harassment they experienced was severe and pervasive and unreasonably interfered with the terms and conditions of their work environment. That's a more stringent standard than a Title VII plaintiff would need to show in court. A complainant can go and complain, and the university has a whole toolkit of ways to say, no, this actually wasn't racial harassment. You hear things like the word zero tolerance, That's not what the university is doing. The university, what they're saying with their non-discrimination policy is that it's allowed. It's allowed until it becomes severe, okay? Well, what constitutes severe? They're saying it's allowed until it becomes pervasive. People will deal with a lot in order to make ends meet, and they shouldn't have to be exposed to harassment in the workplace just to provide for their families or just to earn a living.
The ODA, I think, their findings was that it wasn't racism. And I said, well, how can that not be racism? That's disrespectful to blacks. How many black lives that mattered, that went through a lot with the KKK? How many lives, how many people died at the hands of the KKK? And you're telling me this is not racism? Then if that's not racism, then what is? I would like to know. Tell me if that's not racism.
That's almost
that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's worse than the N-word. To me.
That's threatening your
That's
safety.
threatening my livelihood. That's threatening me personally. That's saying we could just kill you right now. I took it personal, but they don't take it personal. ODA saying it's not racism. Wow. Something needs to be done besides nothing. And that's what I'm all about. Making sure that next man that got to go in that shop don't ever have to go through what I went through.
It ain't about the money. It's not about the money. That's far from it. My thing is, it's about equal fair treatment.
Well, first off, I just want to say we're on a class action lawsuit. So the main thing is change. Not just for me, for everyone that works on campus, that the students that go to school on campus, visitors on campus, for, when my children grow older and they may want to go to school or may want to have a job, we just want to be treated fairly, equally. We don't want to be harassed because of the color of our skin or made to do more work versus a white employee. So yeah, the main thing is change. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I want.